chapter 8. Be careful to follow every command I am giving you today, so that you may live and increase and may enter and take possession of the land the Lord promised on oath to your ancestors. Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the wilderness these 40 years to humble and test you in order to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep his commands. He humbled you, causing you to hunger and then feeding you with manna, which neither you nor your ancestors had known, to teach you that man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Your clothes did not wear out, and your feet did not swell during these 40 years. Know then in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so the Lord your God disciplines you. Observe the commands of the Lord your God, walking in obedience to him and revering him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land with brooks, streams, and deep springs, gushing out of the valleys and hills, a land with wheat and barley, wines and fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil and honey, a land where bread will not be scarce and you will not lack nothing, a land where the rocks and iron and you can dig copper out of the hills. When you have eaten and are satisfied, praise the Lord your God for the good land he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God, failing to observe his commands, his laws, and his decrees that I am giving you this day. Otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, when you build fine houses and settle down, and when your herds and flock grow large, and your silver and gold increase, and all you have is multiplied, then your heart will become proud, and you would not and will forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. He led you through the vast and dreadful wilderness, that thirsty and waterless land, with its venomous snakes and scorpions. He brought you out of the hard rock. He gave you manna to eat in the wilderness, something your ancestors had never known, to humble and test you so that it may end and it might go well with you. You may say to yourself, my power and my strength are of my hands have produced this wealth for me. But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your servants as it is today. If you forget the Lord your God and follow other gods and worship and bow down to them, I testify against you today, and you will surely be destroyed. Like the nations and the Lord destroyed before you, so you will be destroyed for not obeying the Lord your God. Deuteronomy chapter 9. Hear, O Israel, you are now about to cross the Jordan to go in and expose nations greater and stronger than you, with large cities that have walls into the sky. The people are strong and tall, Anakites. You know about them and have heard it said, who can stand up against the Anakites? But be sure today that the Lord your God is the one who goes across ahead of you like a devouring fire. He will destroy them, he will subdue them for you, and you will drive them out of the Canaanites. Then quickly, and the Lord has promised you. After the Lord your God has driven them out before you, do not say to yourself, the Lord has brought me here to take possession of the land because of my righteousness. No, it is on account of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord is going to drive them out before you. It is not because of your righteousness or your integrity that you are going in to take possession of their land, but on account of the wickedness of these nations, the Lord your God will drive them out before you to accomplish what he swore to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand then that it is not because of your righteousness that the Lord your God is giving you this good land to possess, for you are a stiff-necked people. Remember this and never forget how you aroused the anger of the Lord your God in the wilderness, from the day you left Egypt until you arrived here. You have been rebellious against the Lord. At Horeb, you aroused the Lord's wrath, so that he was angry enough to destroy you. When I went up to the mountain to receive the tablets of stones, the tablets of the covenant that the Lord made with you, I stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water. The Lord gave me 2 stone tablets, inscribed by the finger of the Lord. On them were all the commandments the Lord proclaimed to you on the mountain, out of fire, on the day of the assembly. At the end of the 40 days and 40 nights, the Lord gave me the 2 stone tablets, the tablets of the commandments. Then the Lord told me, "Go down here at once, because your people whom you brought out of Egypt have become corrupt. They have turned away quickly from what I commanded them and have made idol for themselves." And the Lord said to me, "I have never seen these people, and they are stiff-necked people indeed. Let me alone, so that I may destroy them and blot out their name under heaven, and I will make you into a nation stronger, more numerous than they." So I turned and went down from the mountain, while it was ablaze with fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my hands. When I looked, I saw that you had sinned against the Lord your God. You had made for yourself an idol cast in the shape of a calf. You had turned aside quickly from your way that the Lord has commanded you. So I took the 2 tablets and threw them out of my hands, breaking them into pieces before your eyes. Then once again I fell prostrate before the Lord for 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water, because of all the sins you had committed, doing that was evil in the Lord's sight, and so arousing his anger. I feared the anger and wrath of the Lord, for he was angry enough with you to destroy you. But again the Lord listened to me. And the Lord was angry enough with Aaron to destroy him. But at that time I prayed for Aaron too. Also, I took that sinful thing of yours, the calf you made, and burned it in fire. Then I crushed it to the ground, ground it with powder as fine as dust, and threw the dust into a stream that flowed down the mountain. You also made the Lord angry at Deborah, at Massa, and at Kibroth Hattaavah. And when the Lord sent you out of Kadesh Barnea, he said, "Go up and take possession of the land that I have given you." But you rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You did not trust or obey him. You have been rebellious against the Lord ever since I have known you. I lay prostrate before the Lord those 40 days and 40 nights, because the Lord had said he would destroy you. I prayed to the Lord and said, "Sovereign God, do not destroy your people, your own inheritance that you redeemed by your great power and brought out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Overlook the stubbornness of these people, their wickedness and their sin. Otherwise, the country from which you brought us will say, because the Lord was not able to take them into the land he had promised them, and because he hated them, he brought them out to put them to death in wilderness. But they are your people, your inheritance, that you brought out by your great power and your outstretched arm. Deuteronomy chapter 10. At that time the Lord said to me, chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and come up to me on the mountain. Also make a wooden ark. I will write on the tablet the words that were on the first tablet which you broke. Then you are to put them in the ark. So I made the ark out of acacia wood, and chiseled out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and I went up to the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hands. The Lord wrote on these tablets that he had written before, and the 10 commandments he had proclaimed to you on the mountain out of fire on that day of the assembly, and the Lord gave them to me. Then I came down from the mountain and put the tablet in the ark I had made, as the Lord commanded me, and they are there now. The Israelites traveled from the wells of Bene-Jaar to Mosera. There Aaron died and was buried. The Eleazar his son succeeded him as priest. From there they traveled to Gulgoda and on to Jotbatha, a land with streams of water. At that time the Lord set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister and to pronounce blessings in his name, as they still do today. That is why the Levites have no share or inheritance among their fellow Israelites. The Lord is their inheritance, as the Lord your God told them. I stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights, as I did the first time. And the Lord listened to me at that time also. It was not in his will to destroy you. Go, the Lord said to me, and lead the people on their way, so that they may enter and possess the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God ask of you but to fear the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, and to love him, to serve your Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to observe the Lord's command and decree that I am giving you today for your own good. To the Lord your God belong the heavens, even the highest heavens, and the earth and everything in it. Yet the Lord set his affection on your ancestors and loved them, and he chose you, their descendants, above all the nations as it is today. Circumcise your heart therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer, for the Lord your God is God of gods and the Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow, and he loves the foreigner residing among you, giving them food and clothing. And you are to love those who are foreigners, for you yourself were foreigners in Egypt. Fear the Lord your God and serve him. Hold fast to him and take your oath in his name. He is the one you praise. He is your God, who performed for you those great and awesome wonders you saw with your own eyes. Your ancestors who went down into Egypt were 70 in all, and now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars in the sky.
This is the Studying Word of God. If you enjoyed today's reading, please like, subscribe, comment what you think, and share with your friends. I would like to see you tomorrow. the Bible continues tomorrow. Same time, same venue. God bless you.